So the UC San Diego chapter of Sigma Alpha Epsilon is under fire for requiring their new members to attain rush boobs for a pledging task. Now, if you're not familiar with the term rush boobs, good for you. But apparently it's when pledges ask women to write rush and then their frat on their chest and then send pictures of their bare breasts as part of pledging. Now, apparently, according to Bro Tip over here, this is common, but one recipient of the request, Rachel Friedman, was not up for the task. Now, Friedman received this message. It says, Rachel, I need your help. LOL, funny story. So I'm in a frat now and we have to get rush boobs. If you or any of your friends can help me out, I would really appreciate it. I don't need faces. I just need topless pics with rush, SAE or Sigma Alpha Epsilon written on their chest.
Crying smiley face.
Is that an appropriate smiley face?
I know, crying smiley face.
She was probably crying. Maybe he was smiling. I don't really know.
He was so sad. Where am I going to find
That's
them?
the nicest way to ask for nudes.
Instead of exposing herself, Friedman exposed the Rush Week propaganda ploy on Facebook and sent the message to San Diego media. Obviously, the UCSD chapter offices swiftly suspended the members responsible for the incident. The national group will also investigate and may take additional corrective actions. So I want to go to Bro Tip. You said this is very popular, this is very common.
I did it. We had to do rush boobs as well, allegedly. Maybe we did it, maybe we didn't for legal issues.
Yeah, I'm like, are you giving that your friend?
But here's what I did instead. I took a picture of Kate Upton and cropped everything else, and I photoshopped my fraternity's letters onto it.
She let you do that?
Kate Upton let me do that.
So it has to be bare, or can it be in a bikini, or
no, naked.
Naked.
No, it was hand bras in this occasion. I used the hand bra rush, whatever the fraternity is. I'm not going to give it away.
So I will tell you that I went to historically black university, and our Greek system is a little bit different. And the sororities always came to the males and always said, we need you to be shirtless so that we could write on you, that you could come to our party shirtless. And
like
so
the
there
Amazon.
so there was many times that our sister, the sorority to our fraternity would say, hey, Karamo, I need you to have your shirt off.
Rush dicks.
Basically, you know what I mean? And so there's this double standard in a sense where
I hate when women are always asking me to get naked too. It's like I got stuff to do.
We've all seen Karamo's Instagram, so like, is it a surprise that people are asking?
I love you for that.
At UConn, Greek life was like 11% of the campus. I thought rush boobs is what you get when Limbaugh wears a tight shirt. But no, so I understand that I'm coming from a very particular perspective. There really was no Greek life on my campus. And I know that these sorts of stories come up every once in a while, and they stand out because they're outrageous or whatever. And today there's a million frats that are not in the news for stuff like this. But it just seems to me like we can't get past, like, frats seem so archaic to me. It's something that feels like it was necessary 150 years ago. Like, we have other ways to associate and meet people and collectivize. It just seems like the organization, the leadership of this, both at the campus and at the national level, are like, we would never stand for this. We don't advocate for this.
Well, no,
those guys did it when they were.
Let's just say, I don't want to bash the Greek system.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I do though.
We exactly Greeks. We don't want to bash the Greek system.
I acknowledge that, and I said I come from a place
because there's a lot
where
of great work that the Greek system does. I mean,
So
majority of the time, of the time we were doing community service. We're in schools, and so you have these times where we're just kids. You know, you're 19, 20, pledging, and so all of a sudden now you are forced to be in this responsible position, which you do, but you also want to have fun. So
yeah, but the problem is, I think what some frats have taken on, not all frats, this isn't ubiquitous, but I think some frats have taken on having fun and the pledging process, not necessarily all frat activities, but the pledging process does sort of require not only demeaning things to women, but also demeaning things to themselves. I mean, you can probably attest to some pledging tests that were, you know, degrading and
awful. But this is for sororities as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's the Greek system.
And there's an idea behind it. There's a reason why it's like ancient. There's a reason why some things have not changed throughout the times. And I agree if you think like, hey, maybe we should be a little bit more progressive with pledging and hazing and whatnot. But there is an idea behind it in terms of building a bond of brotherhood. And I did genuinely take a lot of great lessons from not only, like, it's not that different from being in the Army. I know people are going to shit on me for saying this, but it's not, because everyone has been through the same process, and some of the things are a little ridiculous, but then there are also great fun memories of things that we've done that I can't really talk about, and I still talk to my pledge brothers.
Yeah, no, I think so. I'm not going to equate asking people for rush boobs with going into the army, but I do agree. I do agree with you that there is a great bonding that comes from going through this process with your sisters or with your brothers. I get you, but asking a woman to send, first of all, without the face, like that's supposed to like protect her privacy, but that's almost more degrading, because then it's not like, oh, I'm choosing to show you a nude picture of myself because this is my body and I get to say what I want and blah, blah, blah. You're cutting off her head. You're making her an object.
So
when I take nudes, I force her to put her face in.
Yeah. So if her face was in there, you would be okay with it?
I don't know if I would be okay with it. I think it's ridiculous that it's a pledge task, because these guys take the pledge task as law and nobody thinks they can say no to your frat whatever pledge master, is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's absurd and ridiculous. But I think if a girl, I mean, it's a girl's body. If she decides that she wants to take a nude picture of herself, then have at it, Haas.
I have 2 points to make. One is that they met at a Free the Nipple rally, and
that was
wait. So
that's very important.
It is important, and I want to call attention to that.
Maybe he assumed that she would be okay freeing her nipple for a rush SAE. Now, the second point I would like to make is, never mind, I'm not going to make it.
Okay, I want to call attention to that, because I actually pulled those graphics to talk about, because a lot of the media did jump to that conclusion, saying that they met at the Free Nipple campaign. And then I actually took them out because I didn't think that was important, because I do think these are I think they're two completely separate things. Even Friedman says, the premise of going topless for Free the Nipple is exactly opposite of exposing myself without even my face being there, just exposing my body to say, join this frat, join this group of men. And being able to say, look, my body shouldn't be censored is different than saying I would like my body to be perceived as an object. Those are two completely things, and you can't say they're the same.
If more women freed the nipple, like the campaign that she was on wants, then there would be no rush boobs, because men
there would be rush
entitled.
something else.
Yeah.
Rush badge?
Guys are always
I don't
going
know.
to try to get something that they can't have, and
Well, my thing is, when you were making the Free the Nipple point, I wasn't exactly there with you. I was almost, but I think that the conversation should have happened, because he clearly assumed in his being immature that she would be comfortable with this. And we all send mixed messages as individuals. Sometimes you could be flirty and a girl will think that I'm flirting with her, and I'm like, no, I'm just being nice. You know what I mean? So we've all done that. So maybe he assumed that because she was at this rally, she would be comfortable with showing her body. I think what could have been a bigger teaching moment in this situation is if she would have went to him in the frat and said, hey, this is inappropriate. This is inappropriate for me. It makes me uncomfortable. And this is why you shouldn't do this or ask certain women instead of reporting them. Because now all you've done is turn off a group of men who are now going to make sure that next year they have more rush boobs.
But talking to a group of men like that, I mean, and especially in a frat, is not going to achieve anything realistically. I mean, I want to give guys and frats the benefit of the doubt, but being like, this is why I felt inappropriate when you asked me to show you my titties, is not going to get them to change what they do.
It might get them to laugh after she leaves.